So, have you ever stopped to think about what really makes a school project special? What takes it from just another assignment to something that feels important? It's all about turning a simple idea into something that has a real impact. All right, let's jump right in and explore how we can make that happen for any project you take on.
And that's really the big question, isn't it? How do you transform that project, that assignment, into something that feels like a genuine real-world achievement? Well, that is exactly what we are going to break down together. We're going to walk through a framework that helps you not just finish a project, but actually learn, grow, and build something you can be truly proud of.
You know, every single great project, whether it's building a bridge or writing an essay, it all starts with a really strong foundation. This first step is all about figuring out the why. What's the core purpose? What's the heart of what you're trying to do? Because honestly, without that, you're just kind of building in the dark without a blueprint. It really just boils down to answering three key questions right from the start. First up, what is your project actually about? And what do you want to have at the very end? Try to be as specific as you can. Second, why is this project essential? What are the benefits for you, for your class, maybe even for your community? And third, and this one's my favorite, how does it connect to the real world? This is what makes the learning really stick. Answering these three gives your entire project a sense of direction and purpose.
Okay, so to make sure this isn't all just theory, we're going to follow a real example from start to finish. Let's imagine we're building an AI model that can recognize different kinds of flowers and plants. It's a pretty cool project, right? We're going to use this example to see how every step of our guide works in practice. So, once you've got that big idea locked in, it's time to draft your master plan. This is the part where we move from the what and the why to the how. It's all about the practical, step-by-step planning that has to happen before you even start building anything. Think of it as mapping out your journey before you take the first step. Your objectives don't need to be complicated or fancy. They just have to be super clear. Think of them as simple, measurable goals. So for our AI flower project, a great objective might be, by the end of this, I will be able to build a working AI model, or maybe I will learn the basic principles of machine learning. Having clear goals like these is what keeps you focused and moving in the right direction. Next up, let's talk about your toolkit. Before you can start, you've got to figure out everything you'll need. For our AI project, that means we'll need a computer, a good internet connection, probably an online tool like Google's Teachable Machine, and of course, a whole bunch of flower images. Seriously, thinking this through now saves you so much headache later on. Now, here's something that is absolutely non-negotiable: safety. And I'm not just talking about physical safety. For a digital project like our AI model, we have to think about cyber safety. Are we using trusted websites? Are we protecting our data? And if we're working with others, we have to think about emotional safety, creating a respectful space. A truly successful project is always a safe one. Okay, we've got our big idea, we've got our master plan. Now it's time for the really exciting part, putting that plan into action. This is the phase where you start building, testing, and learning. It's where the real magic, the real discovery actually happens. Let's check back in on our AI project. The steps seemed pretty straightforward, right? We collect our images of flowers, we upload them, we train the model, and then we test it to see how well it works. But look at that last point, monitor and adjust. That is the absolute key. Things almost never go perfectly according to plan, and your ability to adapt and problem solve, well, that's one of the most valuable skills you'll ever learn. And as you're going through all this, it is so important to document everything. Keep a journal, take notes, whatever works for you. Write down what you did, the challenges you ran into, and how you solved them. This isn't just for some final report you have to turn in. This documentation, it becomes the story of your project, and it's an amazing tool for looking back and seeing just how much you've learned. And please, remember that you are not on this journey alone. Learning is a team sport. So go out and actively look for insights from other people. For our AI project, maybe that means watching videos from experts online, or asking a teacher for help, or even just brainstorming with a friend. Getting different perspectives can spark new ideas and make your project so much better. All right, so all that hard work, all that trial and error, it all leads to this final and maybe most crucial phase: reflection. The building part might be over, but the learning definitely isn't. This is where you get to take a step back, really think about what you've accomplished, and consider what it all means. This right here shows the real beauty of project-based learning.
You might start out with a simple goal, right? I'm going to build an AI model. But what you actually discover is often so much richer. You learn firsthand how hard it is to collect good data. You start to understand the incredible logic behind an algorithm. You get a real feel for how machine learning actually works. These unexpected lessons are often the most valuable ones of all. So now you have to ask yourself this question. All these new skills and all this new knowledge, it's not meant to just sit there. How can you use it somewhere else? For our project, could you maybe expand the AI to identify different kinds of birds, or maybe trees? When you start thinking like this, a single project transforms into a lifelong habit of learning and creating. And that brings us to the most important takeaway of all. A truly great project doesn't just give you answers, it actually leaves you with even more questions. So you've built the model, you've reflected on the journey. The real sign of your success is this: what new things are you curious about now? Because that curiosity, that's the fuel for your next great idea.